We are the Hebrew Israelites. Week in and week out, we come to prophesy the downfall of America and tell the people on this side who they are. Anybody of Negro, Indian, or Latino descent are the true children of Israel according to the Bible. And contrary to public opinion, those are the only people that have salvation. And just like last week, you got them clowns over there, those clown Edomites over there, trying to preach that other Jesus, the other white meat, which is pork. You know, so they over there preaching that because they know we over here, but they won't come and confront us no more because they left butthurt last week. Now, right now, they're having some type of African festival and Hispanic festival, like right across the street and up the street. So basically, there's a lot of jakes out here. We'll see how many jakes actually stop by to get the truth or not. Because right now, our people are in that mind state of live your own truth. We're going to see how far your own truth gets you. We can tell you how far it's going to get you. The Lord is going to destroy you. You can live your own truth as much as you want. But guess what? The Lord is going to kill you in your own truth. Because your truth is not the Lord's truth. If y'all got anything, go ahead and bring it out. Because right now, matter of fact, let me bring this out. Let's see. Right. The scriptures talk about your thoughts not being the Lord's thoughts.
Quick precept. This is Romans 11, verse 7. What then? Israel not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right? Because just like the brother said, you know, pretty much like these Israelites talking about they want to live in their own truth or go about to establish their own righteousness instead of the righteousness through Yahweh Shai, which is through faith and believing on the truth. But they want to go about, you know, living their own life and live based off of the precept of men, what they learned in the Most High in these churches.
It's Isaiah 55 and 8. For my thoughts, as a matter of fact, let me see. Let me start at 7. Isaiah 55 and 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the righteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he will have mercy upon him, and our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. So, hey, your thoughts and your ways are not the Most High's thoughts and ways. You can't live your truth, especially if you're an Israelite. If you're an Israelite, you're supposed to do the laws, statutes, and commandments according to the Bible to the best of your ability at this time, until the Lord put that new covenant in effect. But if you out there, you're an Israelite trying to live your own truth, guess what? The Lord is going to destroy you in your own truth. Like a few weeks back when that Jake was talking about you gotta love the stranger. Matter of fact, what was it? Deuteronomy 20 and 19. He was talking about, for we were strangers in Egypt. Let me get that real quick.
This is Ezekiel 16 and 47. It says, yet hast thou not walked after their ways, nor done after their abominations, but as if that were a very little thing, thou wast corrupted more than they in all thy ways. You're taking on these, it's like this little African festival, you're taking on these customs of these other nations and shit. You got bitches out here wearing dresses and shit, doing things they wouldn't normally do. Took baths and shit. Alright, but it's wicked ass, stupid ass festival with customs of another nation. Says, as I live, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Sodom thy sister have not done, she nor her daughters, as thou hast done, thou and thy daughters. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom, pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters, neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy. All right, and that's that idleness is going on. You got individuals walking around here with nothing to do. Now that's the weekend and shit. Hey, we always got something to do. We out here preaching this word, you know, putting up videos, spreading this gospel, doing whatever we have to do to progress in the spirit and in this world, man.
Yeah.
All right, you got these motherfuckers out here celebrating. I mean, shit, you know, you got homosexuals mixed all amongst them, some faggots and shit.
Right.
All right, just like Sodom, man. Y'all mingled all together so we can all get the fuck down. It says, and they were haughty and committed abomination before me. Therefore I took them away as I saw good. These times that we in right now, the Lord is causing a lot of death, man. We're gonna take your ass away as he see good because, man, you motherfuckers ain't shit. All you want to do is party. Oh, they got something going on downtown? But shit, let me wash my pussy for once and I'm gonna go downtown. Let me make sure I shave my head and shit, my face, and I'm gonna take my ass downtown and hang around this African festival and shit that ain't got shit to do with me. There's more Edomites here than niggas any fucking way, man. Alright, that's what they love doing and celebrating the customs of other nations, and you niggas fall in there too.
This is Deuteronomy 10 and 19. Love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Guess what? We've been to read how the Lord loved the strangers. Because if you if you read that, guess what? One scripture up, it tells you how the Lord loves the strangers. This is Deuteronomy 10 and 18. He doth execute judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, and giving him food and raiment. So that's how the Lord loves the stranger. In other words, when we have these other nations in captivity and in slavery, guess what? We gonna always feed them, and we always gonna have them clothed. That's how the Lord loves the stranger, by giving them food and giving them raiment, giving them clothes and giving them food. But nonetheless, these devils are still gonna get punished along with the other nations. And you Israelites that don't get back in line, you're gonna be punished right along with them. You wanna get Psalms 11 and 16. Oh, Proverbs 11 and 16. Y'all got anything? Go ahead, bring it out. You got it.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
The 12 tribes of Israel, Jews.
Yeah.
I don't like Israel.
Well, the 12
not
tribes
Israelis,
of Israel
Israel.
are not Jews.
Not
the 12
Israelis.
tribes. The 12 tribes are Israel. The real 12 tribes of Israel
So that's
are the
like
so-called Negroes, Indians, and Latinos. Those are the true 12 tribes of Israel. If somebody want to get Revelations real quick, or 16 and
Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
right. He said, the scriptures say, I know the blasphemy of them which are Jews, which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So the people that saying they are Jews are not the real Jews, because the real Jews are actually the so-called Negroes. Huh?
The Jews are killing Muslims.
They're not Jews.
The Israel.
They're not Jews. The
Not
Israelis.
Israelis, not
talking about the
Israelites.
Israelis.
As a matter of fact,
They're
can I ask you a
actually-
question? What's your nationality, brother?
I'm from Somalia.
Oh, this ain't
Yeah,
where you in.
yeah. So,
I'm
Somalia?
yeah. But I'm going to say one thing. The ones
By
that
the
are,
way, I'm Muslim.
the Israelis, they're not the real Jews. That's why we read that in scripture. They say the ones that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Because the true children of Israel from the tribe of Judah are the so-called Negro. So read if you can you get 3 and 9 as well.
This is Revelations 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Right. And Most High is saying through Yahweh Shai that pretty much these fake Jews that's over in our land right now, once their kingdom is get brought down and they be put into slavery, they're gonna come and worship at our feet, because we're gonna have them in subjection for trying to claim our heritage and try to basically do away with the name of Israel as far as the true people that are Israelites on this side, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. Y'all gonna be the next we're gonna be the next rulers in line.
Right, right.
Because pretty much they don't belong in that land over in Israel, because pretty much once we get back over into our land, you know, the Lord said that it will be peace in that land. But all they have done is cause strife and wars, you know, with all the other nations. Mainly with Iran, mainly with Syria, and all of these proxy wars that's going on over in the Middle East right now. They're part of the spearhead of that.
Yeah, he is. You know, it wasn't for him no fucking way.
Of course,
anyway.
but that was just for edification
Right,
for
right.
the brothers that may be watching.
Right, that's why we was talking to y'all. We wasn't talking to this clown, man. You know, it's over his pay grade anyway, man.
Right,
He probably
right.
fucking popping and shit. Alright, he looked like he could possibly be a fucking Jake, you know what I'm saying? But he's still claiming once again, man, we'll make that straight. You wanna go around and claiming that you something else and you not that, that's what the Lord is gonna see you as, man. Alright, so you gotta get that mind straight. Because Ezekiel 22 and 15, and I will scatter thee among the heathen and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee. Alright, and these individuals don't want that filthiness consumed. They out here taking on the customs of other nations. Are you calling yourself something else besides what you are on this sign or what you are identified as in the spirit? Alright, they can see, you can take that however you want to, but this is faith-based, man. Alright, if you believe that you are Israelite, alright, and your spirit shows forth that you are, and not your lineage or your skin color doesn't look like it, man, then go forth in this and strive in this thing, man, and prove it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do is prove it until the end. Like we'll get up here and try to say it's a skin color thing. Nah, man. Hey.
Pretty simple for you,
Nah.
This is John 3 and 18. He that believeth on him is not condemned. So pretty much if you call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you shall be saved. You know, when you believe and have faith unto the end, you should not be condemned. But he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Where you say that shift originated, where, you know, the Jews that claim to be Jews now, you know, when did that shift come? Like,
That
you know,
shift
from the-
came in 1948 with the Balfour Declaration, when they named the land of Israel the Israeli state or whatever, the state of Israel. That's when that came. And that's when they started really calling themselves Jews. But they never called themselves
Jewish.
Jews.
No,
Yeah,
Jewish. Yeah.
Because a matter of fact, when you read in the dictionary definition of Jewish and Israeli, they give you a clear difference that they are not the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but they are a new modern day Jew. That's what those Israelis, and in the dictionary, in any dictionary you find, matter of fact, I'll type it up on my phone, but in any dictionary you find, when you look up Israeli, the etymology of Israeli or Jew, ish is like I'm pertaining to. But when you look up Israeli, it clearly tells you that the Israelis are the modern day Jews, not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's in any dictionary you go to. So they're basically letting you know that they're not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob of the Bible, but they don't let you know who they are. But the real descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the Bible are actually these people here.
And how do you come up with, you know, obviously this is like a
Yeah.
very vast, like all over the world. Where do you get that from?
The prophecies in Genesis, the 49th chapter, the prophecies in Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter, and basically the prophecies all over the Bible. One of the major prophecies is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 68th verse, if somebody want to grab that.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse. So as the page start fighting.
You can take
Verse
a picture of the
68.
signs, but please don't take pictures of the Bible.
It says, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall bring thee
that's
into
for
Egypt
those that,
again with
that
ships.
wanna
And that word Egypt
dodge
ain't
the
talking
camera
about
while
old
they take
Egypt.
the picture
It's
for
actually
fun.
talking
It's not
about,
gonna go up online.
you know, the land of, or the house
This
of
is going up
bondage,
online.
because old Egypt represented the house of bondage, but this new captivity
And
that we were
also,
taken
if you
in
asked
by
us,
ships
like
is
if
talking
we was
about the new
filming you
Egypt,
and
which is
you asked
America.
us not to film
By
you,
the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And the Hebrew word there, the word for buy is supposed to be redeemed, because nobody was going to redeem us out of this captivity until Yahweh returns. All right, so we were sold amongst all the other nations. We were sold on the auctioning plantation, auctioning blocks. You know, our families being divided. That's one of the main curses in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, letting you know that who the people are on these signs that went through the transatlantic slave trade. That they're the biblical
everybody
Israelites.
has a nation in the Bible. These are the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Indians, Latinos. But just like this is the nation of Israel, these are the other nations. The children of Israel are the so-called Negroes, Indians, Latinos, which are the 12 tribes on the other side.
Okay.
But there are 18 nations in all. The so-called white man is known as Edom in the Bible. The so-called East Indians, not the so-called Native Americans. The East Indians are known as Elam in the Bible, Assyria, Asher, you know, and so on and so forth. The ones you call the Africans or Ethiopians are Cush. The Ethiopians are Cush. The Egyptians are Mizraim. The North Africans are Put, and the South Africans are Canaan. That's who they are, you know, and so on and so forth. Everybody has their nation. We are the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Indians, Latinos.
And if I may say this too, because all of these nations stem from the top three patriarchs of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. After the flood, that's where all these 18 nations that the brothers just showed on that sign pretty much stem.
What group are
They're
you?
tracked from the line of their forefathers.
Wait, everybody, can y'all move over, please? Excuse me, sir. Can y'all move over, please? We're trying to bring the horse this way.
Yeah, watch that one.
Yeah, move the camera out the way out.
No, they coming that way. Yeah, they going that way. All right. We just had to move out the way from a big horse that came through.
Yeah, you don't want to be on
He ain't on film right now.
All right.
No.
But yeah, so yeah, the nation of the children of Israel. That's why we read Deuteronomy 28 and 68, because we was explaining to him some of the prophecies of the Bible that explains that we the children of Israel. Basically, we are the ones that, if you can read Deuteronomy 28 and 68 again.
All right, this is Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right, now there's no record of the Israelites going back into Egypt after they were, there's no record of the Israelites going back into Egypt after they came out of Egypt, out of slavery. So, and basically, pursuant to Exodus chapter 20, verse 3, Egypt is talking about bondage or captivity.
Right.
So there's no record of the Israelites going back into captivity under the Egyptians. Because it's talking about modern day Egypt, which is America. That's why you got pyramids on the dollar bill, and you follow a lot of Egypt's customs, like the worship of the obelisk, because that big monument that looks like a big rod that's pointing to the sky. Yeah, the Washington Monument. That's an ancient Egyptian obelisk.
The pyramid on the back of the dollar bill.
The pyramid on the back of the dollar bill, and other customs that Egypt held. Not to mention, Egypt also had the children of Israel in slavery. So these people here are those same people that's enslaved us. Huh? Leave that just for me for a minute. Yeah. So basically in Deuteronomy it said, "He shall take thee into Egypt again with ships," or into slavery again with ships. Go ahead, Al.
I've got pictures of your arms. That's all right.
Oh, that's fine.
It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So we were sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slaves, and no man shall buy you. When you read the Hebrew there, it's talking about redeemed us. In other words, no one is going to bring us out of this captivity. Why? Because the only one that can bring us out of this captivity is the same one that put us in this captivity, which is the Heavenly Father, through His Son. And of course, that goes all the way back to prophecy of when the one you call Jesus Christ, when He came, He's the one who came to take us out of this captivity in this day.
And what Bible are you reading?
King James.
The King James Version.
Yep. If somebody want to get Matthew 1 and 21.
Deuteronomy 28, and we'll start at 37. Well, we start at 36. It says, and the Most High shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods of wood and stone. That's when you start getting to the religion aspect. One of the things that they do is they pray to crucifix. You see that often. They wear a crucifix on the neck, and it has the effigy of Jesus on that cross, you understand? And there's still idolatry. You got the Kaza stone. What do the Muslims believe in? They pray, they make that trip to Mecca to pray to a big ass square stone, all right? And that's something that so-called black man, not Latino, Native American man are very privy to do, is worship those customs if it isn't the Bible, all right? It says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Most High shall lead thee, right? And these are the bywords. We're called Negroes, West Indians. Like, my mom is Native, you understand? Natives, they prefer to be called natives, not Native Americans, all right? Not Indians, for damn sure.
So it would be the North American Indians you're talking about, the Gad.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Gad.
Are the natives.
Yeah,
Right.
Gad, Seminole, Gad, Reuben, the Seminole and North American Indian.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so... And,
How do you know that they're talking about these?
Or from the different curses in the Bible. Just like he just read,
Okay.
he just basically read about the transatlantic slave trade in Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Yeah, that made
All right.
sense. Actually.
Right. So there are different curses that happen and different blessings that were going to happen to each individual tribe after Moses died. And he prophesied that, and now we see that today and all throughout history. Because this is a history book, not just a book of law, statutes, and commandments. You know, so we're taking this back and we're linking it up with actual history. All right, BC and AD.
Not just history, but also prophecy, things that were spoken of before time that are actually have came to pass or is going to come to pass.
Right. And so that's why, you know, you got places like the Smithsonian, they have a lot of artifacts in the Bible. And when they found the chariot wheels over in the Red Sea, at the bottom of the Red Sea with skeletons of horses and skeleton of men down there. All right, so they proved that actually many times. They've gone out to Mount Ararat and found pieces of the ark. They actually been inside the ark. I've seen the video. And it was made out of gopher wood, like it said in the Bible. They took samples of it. They carbon dated it. I mean, the proof is out there, you know. They actually found these landmarks that the Bible spoke of. This is what these archaeologists get paid millions of dollars to do. This is why you don't see a lot of artifacts, because they get locked up in the Smithsonian and they throw away. You gotta have a certain level of clearance. That's not many individuals that have that clearance to get into those places. So it's something that just basically everybody tends to forget about it because they can't see it, you know? It becomes a fairy tale now because, oh, I don't see what you're talking about because people believe in what they can see. All right, this is a faithless society. This is how it's based, you know? Yeah, we're called by these different bywords, man. This is another reason why everybody has us confused with another nation and not our original names, man. That was one of the things that they hurry up and they took away from us to keep everybody in confusion. Let's see, this is. Go ahead.
On the back of that, like Caucasians were considered like Edom. How does? I am Christian, but I've heard of Edom, but I'm not familiar how it. I don't remember exactly how it fits into the Bible.
All right. Yeah, Jacob and Esau, right? Jacob and Esau, basically. Well, I get the account. All right, so this is Genesis 29.
they want what the white man wanted to put into it.
I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Many other books of
25, 25.
but you know, so when I made my first service, I made 12 or 13 times a year.
While you're reading that, I get Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? The faces of the judges right now. One thing that we can say, who rules the earth right now? You know, we go by a specific race that are in power right now. The influence of this specific race is spread across the whole entire planet. And what race should that be? Right, there you go, you know. Now, like, once again, we don't base this on the skin color thing. So we're not saying because of the color of your skin, you're an Edomite. We don't know that. All right, that's why you ask questions and we answer them. I mean, you're coming up with a humble spirit, you know what I'm saying? So you could be an Israelite, we don't know. You know, so we're not saying, oh, you're an Israelite, look at you, your skin is white, you're a Caucasian. No, we're not bouncing it off that. All right, we judging off of how your demeanor is, because somebody that's willing to learn, you know what I'm saying, and actually consider and study these things, you got to take our word for it. Person got questions, ask them. If you want to study it, go study it for yourself. We encourage you. You know, if you feel that you may be an Israelite, you know, these are the things that we encourage doing. But as we're standing up here teaching and understanding what learn, so we're not just speaking out of our ass, we're telling you something so you can build upon it if you feel it might pertain to you. Go ahead,
All right, this is Genesis 49, starting at 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. And we're in the last days of times at this current time right now. It says, gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
All right, so he's calling the 12 tribes. We got these are each one of these are progenitors to these races. All right, but they started out as just 12 men under Jacob, right? That was his sons. So he got them together, and he was telling them, this is what's going to happen to you when I pass away, or in the
last days. Yeah. It says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might and the beginning of my strength, excellency of dignity and the excellency of power.
Right, they're great warriors. All right, that was also the firstborn. The inheritance is always supposed to go to the firstborn son. All right, but one of the things that they had, they were great, great fighters, strong.
It says, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
Right, so he lost his inheritance, being the oldest. He lost that inheritance because he slept with his father's concubines. All right, his wives. He messed up. So the promise went to another son.
It says, Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
So if you look at Simeon and Levi today, the Dominicans and the Haitians, they're located right next to each other. There's a border, an individual border that separates their country on that same island mass. And they don't get along with each other. The things that they do to each other, especially the Dominicans to the Haitians, is wicked. It's really wicked stuff. If you ever look at a documentary on it, Vice News or anything like that, you'll see how they treat them just because of their skin color. Not knowing they're brothers and sisters, they still are cruel to each other. All right, and it's also something that they did in the past. All right, they did what some individuals will say grimy business because they dealt with somebody that kidnapped their sister. They went and they killed them and they killed everybody in the village, all right? Because of that one transgression.
The account of Dinah, going in the Hamite territory.
Right.
And one of the chiefs among the Hamites actually took their sister Dinah, which was their only sister at the time,
right,
raped her, and pretty much wanted to force her to become his wife.
Right, which the Hamite is African, so hey, our people rose up against them, in particular Simeon and Levi, and they slew them.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I'm saying, no, you try to steal my idea. The only thing is,
it says, verse 6, O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly. Mine honor be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, in their self-will they dig down a wall.
Saying that honor be not united. You see that divisiveness that Haitians and the Dominicans have towards each other. All right, so they're not unified even though they're right next to each other. That's a curse. All right, for me, it's like you living next door to your brother, but you had each other's throats every day. It's supposed to be a blessing to have a sibling. that you're against your sibling, that's a curse, man. All right? And the Most High based it off of what they did in that certain situation where they killed those Africans because they raped their sister.
It says, "Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel." All right, so that's why you even got, you know, Jakes even from the islands over in North, Central, and South America, so because they're all pretty much scattered about. But you can tell that just by, you know, certain things and certain blessings that it named off of where certain tribes are in those different landmasses. This is Judah. Thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be at the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Right, and it's talking about the so-called black man. All right? So basically all the slavery and the hell that they're going through right now, in the end, it's going to amount to their captors being, basically they're going to have to pay for what they did to these tribes, starting with the so-called black man. They went through the worst captivity in the transatlantic slave trade. So it says the hands of their enemies shall be, or the necks of their enemies shall be in their hands. So the Lord, when he comes back, he's going to rise them to a great honor. But, you know, so-called race wars have been kicked off with this white national supremacy. Right now, they have us being, they call us black identity extremists. All right, we're not black. All right, we're different shades of brown. All we're doing is worshiping the Lord. They have us ranked higher than Al Qaeda, and it goes like this. It goes us that worship the Lord, black identity extremists, right? And then you have those activists that are against animal cruelty. Then you have Al Qaeda, and you have white national supremacy. All right, yeah, when they're actively out here shooting and killing individuals in stores, they're not recognized as being white national supremacists. They're just saying that they have a mental disorder. That's what Trump's for. All right, so they're ranked number 4.
About the skin color, it's all demonic.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's a lot of demons that's heavy in this place right now.
That's the thing. People, nobody believes in the spiritual aspect of the Bible. Nobody believes in like demons anymore. Like they think it's just some made up thing. No, demons are real, and people can be possessed.
Yeah, that's a very true
That's
thing.
exactly what it is.
That's
It
another
ain't something you
article.
could fix with a bunch of pills.
No, it's not. Schizophrenia is that person has a demon. I've seen it. I've seen a person in action being a schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And eyes dilated, you know, and stay up. The longer you stay up, the more your mind separates from your body. All right, because when you sleep, it's basically the Lord sealing away what you're supposed to do in your sleep. All right? When we have dreams, we even have dreams we don't remember. But the Lord uses that to seal away what we're supposed to do when we wake up. It's a subconscious thing, a subconscious effect that he has on us. All right? And when you go without sleeping for, say, 2-3 days to a week, you start losing, your mind starts detaching from this physical world. You start seeing hallucinations and shit. All right? Because these demons start working on you. Your mental fortitude is very weak, and the lower it's brought, the more you have, these demons have access to you. But remember, this is the Lord doing it.
They'll try to prevent you from getting enough sleep.
So, you guys, follow more like the gospel or the Old Testament, or like, are you a Christian or
Old Testament and the New Testament. Yeah, because it's all one book. And that's basically what we can go by. You know, so just gospel in general was written in a whole. It's like having one big key. You know, you don't want half the key because it's not going to unlock the door.
what about, I got a book about this big, it's like the lost books of the Bible. Most of it's like junk, like the gospel of Judas type stuff. Some of it you can tell in your spirit that's junk, but there's something like the book of Enoch, which, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. It's called Gnostic material because even though it's written, it's not backed by historical fact. Like for instance, this Apocrypha right here. You look on it, Apocrypha means in Greek to send away hidden. Okay? These are books that were separated from the King James Bible. King James 1611 had these books within it. When you had the separation of certain parts of the state and church, they made this a Protestant King James Bible by separating these books from it. This is the time period that happened in between the Old Testament and New Testament right here. That's why it says King James. It says authorized King James Version. All right. Now it does have, if I'm not mistaken, it has Judith in here. It has, and these are actually proven to be factual. All right, because it goes back and it lines up to the book of Ezra. Yeah,
The book of Enoch and the book of another book, the book of Jasper, both of them are actually quoted in the Bible, in the Old Testament as it stands. Saint, what is Saint Augustus or something? I can't remember who it was. But he was quoted saying the book of Enoch, when they were talking about the canonization of the Bible, that the book of Enoch was too old to be considered legitimate. They found, in Ethiopia, they found older records of the book of Enoch than any other Bible. And they also found it in the necessity stuff in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Well, this is my thing. Enoch didn't dwell in Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
Enoch didn't dwell in Ethiopia. When he was translated, he was still in the Fertile Crescent area. You understand? Which is present-day Israel, Palestine, and things like that. So he didn't dwell in Ethiopia. So them having records of it, see, that's the thing. He was going back to the archaeological society. All right, to know the truth, you must to know a lie or to tell a lie. You must first know the truth. So they put a lot of things out there that make it really confusing. So for us to pick up a material like that, you will have to test it by this. Because they talk about Enoch here, and they don't talk about the book of Enoch.
They're actually,
Right.
I'm going to look it up. There is a...
Yeah, that's cool, because that's one of the things we got to be careful from is these different doctrines. Because it speaks about Enoch and what happened to him, but Enoch doesn't have his own book. He has basically the reenactment or the information telling about what happened to him, but for him to have his own book, there was nothing else after that because it was translated. All right? Or basically the Lord came and picked him up. He didn't die. He didn't die like other men. All right? The Lord took him from his flesh and returned him, all right, to the spirit world.
Like the same thing with the prophet Elijah that was being done.
Right. If you're familiar with what happened with Elijah, Elijah was the same way. He was translated, as the Bible says, or he was picked up by the chariots of the Lord. All right? He was another one that didn't die of natural causes. The Lord came and he picked him up for his purposes only that we know of. I mean, that we don't know of, all right? We know that is real by prophecy because everything else is lining up. You know, once you start seeing 2, 3, 4, 5 prophecies falling into place, then you start understanding how real this is. This is also a historical fact. They went back, like I said before, now you see, it's a common thing now to see that they acknowledge the so-called UFOs, right? You see that heavily now. Even the U.S. Air Force has been forced to authorize, and the naval forces have been forced to authorize that there are so-called UFOs in our atmosphere, and we're seeing sightings of it every day. See, that having cameras and cell phones with cameras on them is an amazing thing. We're in an amazing time right now because it's allowing individuals to see how real the Bible really is. Before, you'll have individuals see like, oh man, I saw a flying saucer. They'll be like, oh, that's bullshit. Now, hey, look, I got proof. And you look, oh shit, you know, because this right here is being reestablished. It's being reestablished in the society because it's been held away for so long. Now, people don't understand it unless they see things. And once they are able to see these things, now they're starting to believe it. And they're getting scared because they're finding out that if that's real, then the rest of this, you know, what else is real in here? There is a people that have to pay for taking the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans into slavery. All right, it's not necessarily based just off of skin color, but we know that there's a nation out there, the nation of Edom, as we were represented before, or speaking for before, we know that they got to pay for the things that they've done.
I got a quick precept for you. This is 2nd Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that's what we declare right now. The truth which has been so long without fruit. Because it's been a long time since the so-called Negroes, Indians, and Latinos has been called the children of Israel out of the Bible. So, and then of course it's also been a long time since the true image of the Lord has been declared in the Bible. Like, you know, of course we got this image as a deceit, but the true image, you know, the sign has been torn up several times from angry individuals. But the true image of the Lord is a so-called Negro, and that's explained in the Bible. And then And this hasn't been declared in so long, and this hasn't been declared in thousands of years. Ever since Alexander the Greek, you know. Go ahead, Go ahead.
All right, this is Revelation 1:1. The revelation of the one they call Jesus Christ, which the Most High gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by the angel unto his servant John. All right, so this is a record of things to come. So like this is written for this day right here. All right, because everybody knew that he was a so-called black man back in the day. That wasn't hard to understand. But when you had the Renaissance, when you had the Greeks changing history, changing the name of places after they conquered them, assimilating other nations,
Doing
shit start-
iconoclasms over the dark images.
Well, and this is one of the biggest ones. All right. This is Revelation 1:13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. All right, he had a golden belt on, solid gold belt. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as the flame of fire. All right, so his hair and the texture and the look of his hair were a woolly texture, similar to this.
And white in color, meaning like his brother got gray hair.
Right, because a lot of individuals will say, "Oh, well, that's just it says like sheep's wool or whatever, you know, like it's just the color thereof." Well, you have sheep wool comes in different colors. You got brown sheep wool, you got black sheep, you even got like this reddish colored sheep. So you have these colored sheep. It's talking about the color and the texture of his hair. All right, and this will back it up as well. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace.
And the brass is a derivative of brown. You know, as if it burned in the furnace. When you put something in the furnace, it becomes darker.
Right.
And your feet is going to be the same color as the rest of your body.
What verse is that? I want to write that down.
That's Revelations chapter 1, verse 13, all the way through 15.
Right. So, you know, that's why these things, and people will say, well, why does that matter? It matters for truth's sake. All right, because the Bible said it for a reason. He left a record because he knew the condition that the world would be in at this time, and people will actually be given in, because anytime you say Jesus, I mean, this has been programmed, am I right? This has been programmed into our head.
I 100% agree. Like, you have to be an idiot to think Jesus was white. Like, it makes, brother, you know, I know it says somewhere in there about him having bronze skin.
Right, there
So
it is.
I've always pictured him to look more Arabic, I guess.
I'll put it to you like this. You have a war between the Palestinians and those that say they are Jews and are not, that are in that land right now, the Jewish Israelis, right?
Where did they come from?
Well, you have the Balfour Agreement in 1947, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Balfour Declaration,
Right.
where pretty much the elites of the society basically made a declaration to declare the land of Israel as their land at that time.
Right. What is that? I don't have my phone. I left it. No, I did the old boy that said they left black and they came back.
And that's pretty much, you know, what the whole World War II situation was about. That was about them pretty much emigrating the Jewish in Germany and all across Europe into the land of Israel.
Right. Even the 54th president of Egypt said, 51st president of Egypt said, how did the Jews leave black and come back white? And that very day that agreement, that declaration was signed, they were bombing them. Those Israelis don't agree with them being there. They're not claiming to be the people of the Bible. They're not claiming that. They just want that land. You understand? Because
it never made any. I recently found out, like, I was doing genealogy, and you know, I always thought, you know, I was half German, I'm part Native American, and then I was doing some history. It says, you know, I was, you know, Jewish. So it's like, you know, I was thinking a lot about this, like, you know, where Israel's located. I mean,
right.
The Jews, they look white, and there's nobody. It's just a little tiny sliver of land. How is nobody around there? It makes no logical sense to me.
Hey,
so
there it is. You know, and that's historical fact.
Gamal Abdel Nasser.
Abdul.
Abdel, man. Abdel, whatever, man. Said, I am alive, and even if I die, all of you are Gamal Abdul Nasser. If the that's a different quote. But basically, Gamal Abdul Nasser is the one that made the quote, we could never have peace with the Jews because they left out black and they came back white.
And that's a historical fact.
That's a historical fact. The 51st president of Egypt.
That's why you have them fighting over there right now between Israel and Palestine. They're fighting. They're both fighting over a land that doesn't biblically belong to them.
What I was gave an inkling of credence to Israel, modern day Israel and being God's people. It's like it's a tiny country and surrounded by people who
Of
want them
color.
eliminated.
Of color.
Well, the countries that that want them eliminated, but yet how do they even survive in that world? So it almost makes it seem like they have potential for God.
Well, they got
the blessing of the sword in their military force.
Yes. Well, and the only way they have their
All
military
those people,
force.
like it seems like you're surrounded by people who do not want them there.
If they didn't have America backing them up, somebody with nukes, because they don't have them. Well, they do have nukes now. But if it wasn't for the U.S., because the reason they really backed off is because they received nukes. Now they have the threat. Everybody's always threatening to press the button, so you kind of got a stalemate. You got nukes, I got nukes, right? But then you have America that's backing them up, that's giving them. They have a bill for $8.8 billion. We're paying them billions of dollars just to be able to live. All them palm trees and the lush scenery you see there, all those trees and bushes. All right, you had the kaputs. Kaputs was basically, they took those trees from other lands and brought them there. Because that land was completely desolate. There's so much blood that's been spread. You know, brother, there's so much blood that's been spread out on that land from the destruction of Jerusalem all the way up to the wars that they're fighting now. Nothing can grow there, man.
This is
Leviticus chapter 13, 14,
Yep.
It talks about a great plague of leprosy, man.
Yep.
And this is the Most High speaking
Yep.
to the priesthood, Moses and his brother Aaron, because they were the leaders of his chosen people. Okay, and he told them how to identify certain aspects of a disorder in the flesh, a genetic disorder.
This is
Okay. Listen, man.
This is Israeli in the online etymology.
Etymology is the root of the word.
Right.
Share with this brother, man.
Citizen of the
I'm
state
gonna
of
leave y'all
Israel.
on stage. I ain't trying to take over.
Hey, hey, you
But understand this, man. I am Israel, bro. Believe that, bro. On that Garuya.
Naruya.
Ben Yahuda.
Yep.
Understand? From when I was younger. My elders gave me that name, bro. Fiery for the tribes of Israel. Understand that, bro? I'm from Detroit, Michigan. That's where I was born and raised.
Oh, you know what's up there. We got brothers up there, man.
Bro, so I see our brothers understand this. This is my wife.
Hey, that's not
This is my wife. It is what it is, bro. You understand? And I love this woman. And this woman has had my back, and it is what it is.
That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. Your wife being supportive.
So
about history.
she come from me, bro.
History and knowing about
That's your rib.
She come from me.
Hey, that's your rib.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. This shit is complex, deeper than what
You're
the
a Jew or Israeli,
the fuck?
just thinking, oh,
motherfuckers
those
trying to
are
make the shit out of
Who's
me.
got one left
those
rib?
must be the people from the Bible. In the world dictionary, they distinguish from the people of the Bible. So, who are the people of the Bible then? And that's where we come in, or we explain who the people of the Bible really are.
Blessed courtesy, Deuteronomy 28 tells us flat out.
Right, the ones that's called,
28.
yes, they are Edomites. They're actually Edomites that come from Amalek.
Slaves still all that shit.
How does that
Told
tie into like the Holocaust?
You told me.
The Holocaust, it didn't happen to
And we
them.
still doing it.
Because you know who said what? Hitler himself said his people need to stop worshiping that swatch of religion because Hitler was a so-called Jew. His father, his native name was Schickelgruber or Schickelgruber or something like that. In other words, he was a so-called Jew. But at that time, they knew who the Jews were. I don't got the book no more. I used to have the book, but it says it's about Germany's Black Holocaust. In other words, they was doing all types of atrocities in Germany to so-called Negroes. Back then, Hitler knew who the real Jews were. And they were doing all types of atrocities back then. And then on top of that, that's why you're labeled a Holocaust denier and all that other stuff if you do any research on it. But in the I believe it's in the Jewish Encyclopedia. I believe it was in 1946, where it was something like what the Holocaust, how many people were supposed to have died? 6 million? 6 million.
Well, that's the
but because it was like 6 million, it was like 7 million Jews or something during 1945 or 1946. And then in 1949, right after the Declaration, they did another count. It was like 6,900,000 and something.
Number kept going up.
Yeah, the number was like way up. And it was like, and people, and that's why people questioned the Holocaust. Like, hold on, if 6 million died, how the hell do y'all got like 100,000 more people than y'all had back when all these people were supposed to die?
And this was propaganda by the USSR. A lot of the ones who were killed weren't necessarily Jewish. They were like millions of Christians that were killed.
Yeah, and then on top of that, when they were in those concentration camps, it wasn't because they were Jews. It was because they had typhus, and they wanted to separate them, quarantine them from the regular population. That typhus was spreading in Germany, and because they were some nasty people. They were living in filth. So they weren't clean. So they separated them from the other people and put them in these camps. And they wasn't getting gas for them like that. Yeah, most of them died from typhus fever. You can look this all up. Most of them died from typhus fever.
They didn't really have no gas chambers either.
They didn't have no gas
the soldiers too.
We can look up whatever we want on the internet.
Yeah.
You can find anything you want to justify whatever you want to believe. There's so many lies.
But you can't stop the truth of the Bible though.
Like what I'm saying is like how does the entire world basically get fooled and believe in what I grew up believing versus what you believe.
Well, if you conquer everybody and you own all the media, you can tell the people whatever you want to tell them. I mean, what is it called? Television programming. We grew up on television programming, and we grew up on his story.
That's history.
Everything is
Winners side was true.
Right, everything in school. Exactly. The winners tell the story. The losers stay quiet. Why? They lost. So the only thing that's still telling the truth is this Bible and historical facts. If you look it up. Like right now in Texas, well, it was in 2014, something like that, where they tried to change the history book in Texas to take out the word slavery and put in immigrants. And then they said that the Africans, immigrants, what is it?
No, they said somebody come up and look for
immigrants. Basically, they changed it to immigrants that was coming over looking for work. The slave trade, they took that out.
Was this a school district? Or
Yes,
was
this
the
is a
state?
school district in Texas.
It was on a school district. Now
Yeah, it was in a school district in Texas where they changed the language in the books to say immigrants looking for work instead of the transatlantic slave trade. And this boy showed his mother, and she, of course, exploded, got mad, put it all on TV, you know, went to the news about it and everything. And they didn't circulate the story too wide. They didn't make it, they didn't take it too much. I mean, they took it kind of light, you know. So, but it's like they're changing history, even right now. Because right now, Esau, the elites, they're ashamed of what happened during the transatlantic slave trade. And another thing, while we out here preaching the downfall of America and preaching that we the Israelites, one of the main center points to us being the Israelites is that transatlantic slave trade. Everybody heard of it. I mean, when we read it in the Bible and break it down, it sounds just like the transatlantic slave trade prophesied in the Deuteronomy. So if they can get rid of the transatlantic slave trade, and these people were immigrants looking for work, now they done changed prophecy, you know. But everybody knows the history right now. But in let's say 1,000 years go by, and they get their way.
I know you saw
Then
that.
all of a sudden the history has changed. Michael Jordan is white. The Bulls were all white. The Israelites are white. The prophecies never existed. The Bible is gone, because how many times have they changed the Bible? You got the King James, the New King James, the New American Standard, the NIV, the New Bible. I mean, it's at least 10 different versions of the Bible. The Family Bible,
It's like we're different. I've seen,
Right,
like,
it's
the
like
difference between King James and CSV. I've seen
Yeah.
verses like
that's
saying
like totally different. Like it makes a couple of words. When you take out a couple of words, it changes the whole meaning. But then,
they change one word,
Right, from black to dark.
and nobody
Right,
knows
right.
that one word, then they add one more word.
right, and that's what they call newspeak. And that's another reason we use the King James version. But however, we also go into the original Hebrew and Greek. And that's another way we know that this thing is not for everybody. It's only for the children of Israel. Because when you go into Hebrew and Greek and you read the word Gentile, Gentile means foreign. So when you go into Hebrew and Greek, and a lot of those scriptures where it say Gentiles being saved, the Greek word is Hellenist, which means basically an Israelite that has the Greek custom.
Basically, don't know who they are. They don't know that they're Israelite.
And that would equate like, let's say, before I knew the truth, I was an American black man or an African American.
Right.
I didn't know the truth. Guess what I was? I'm a Gentile. Why? Because I don't know I'm an Israelite. So, hey, I'm going around thinking I'm an African American and whatever history that is. So, yeah, it's a state of mind.
Because there's no such thing as an African American.
Right.
There's no such thing as an African. Even Africa, the name was called the land of Ham. Or Canaan. The land of Ham or the land of Canaan. Canaan is kiln. Canaan comes from Chum. Chum means hot. Alright? That's all Africa because it's hot as fucking Africa.
Especially in the Sahara Desert.
Exactly. Yes, the hottest place in the world. Really, you have?
I've been to South Africa.
Oh, you see how hot it is there, man. You know?
Yeah, it was winter time, and it's
Come on,
still
man. That's crazy. Because hey,
their winter is like our summer.
man, you see what I'm saying? And so what the hell is their summer like? You know what I mean? That's gotta be 10 times hotter. You know?
So how does, if this is true, how does the Edomites fit into this picture here?
Well, if you happen to be, it really goes by the spirit. So if you happen to be an Edomite, the Lord has a problem with you, all right, because of what they've done. I'll get that of Malachi real quick. God, this is Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahweh, yet I love Jacob. All right? So he loves the promise was made to Jacob and his offspring. It says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right, so he hated Esau because he knew the things that Esau was created to do. The world is in this condition because of so-called white man primarily. Once again, you're not saying you're a white man because your skin color, all right, because we have a confusion of faces. You have so-called black people that look white, and you have so-called white people that look black, you know? So we're not basing it off of that. Right, or your spirit. Because even if we can't trace your genealogy back, if you really hold on to this thing and you truly believe in this, and you seek the Lord, and you find that He's blessing you to understand certain things, unlocking things in your mind, and you hold on until the Lord comes back, or even the mark of the beast. When they make the mark of the beast mandatory, you deny it for the name of the Lord, then you could be an Israelite. So we're not judging that off the skin color because we know that it's
Watch for these verses.
This is chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So,
It kind of like, when you said that, just kind of gave me like this picture of like the Western world. The
Yeah.
Western world, how it works is like, we want the now. Like,
Yeah.
give me what I can have now, and we
Yeah.
give up what we can have in the future.
right.
Like,
Hey,
you know,
that's this whole world right here.
Yeah.
Everything in the here and now.
Yeah.
And there is an after, because people don't understand there is a reincarnation after this. When this place is destroyed, because there's in the Bible, the scriptures don't say that the world is going to blow up.
That's not biblical.
America is going to be destroyed. As a matter of fact, if you get it, Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. Ecclesiastes 1 and 4.
Right. Because that's not biblical. Why would the Lord create the world and then turn around and destroy the whole world?
Right.
Everything can be fixed. Even this atmosphere, the ocean, all of these things can be fixed. All right? It's just that the individuals that are in power now, it's become so bad that it's almost uninhabitable. All it takes is one well-placed ICBM nuclear missile, and all hell can break loose because everybody has these missiles. But even with that, it's not strong enough to destroy the whole planet. This ain't like Dragon Ball Z and shit. You ain't gonna have somebody jump in the air and just Kamehameha and blow this bitch up. Even a missile, these motherfuckers ain't made shit yet, and they can destroy the whole planet utterly. You know, like a Death Star or some shit. You know what I mean? They don't have that type of technology, so that's not biblical. But you do have an ICBM nuclear missile that can fuck up countries, you know what I'm saying? All right, you do have that. That's very true.
Yeah, we know about that from Hiroshima. We know about
And
that from
Nagasaki.
right.
Just a quick, this is
Hold on.
Ecclesiastes
Wait.
1 and 4.
You got it out.
One generation passes away,
Oh.
and another generation cometh,
Yeah,
but
I
the
was
earth
saying,
abideth
yeah.
forever.
That's it. One generation pass away, another one cometh, but the earth abides forever. So all this bullshit about, the world is going to blow up in this time, or if we have another nuclear war, the whole world going to be destroyed. No. One generation pass away, one age is going to pass away, which this is the age of America, Edomite's kingdom is going to pass away, and another generation comes. But the earth, the planet, it abides forever. The Lord is not going to destroy this planet. So we're going to be here forever. But this generation or this age of man is going to pass away. That's like you got the dark ages, you got the middle, the industrial age. Now you got the age of technology. All this is going to pass away. But this planet is going to stay here. The next age, which is going to abide forever, is the kingdom of the one you call Jesus Christ, the kingdom of heaven. That's the kingdom that's going to stay forever. Now, I got a question for you. Do you think this is the kingdom of heaven? Of course not. I mean, in this kingdom, there's wars, rumors of wars, and all the stuff that the one you ignorantly called Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, the one Yahweh Shai spoke of. All of that is in this world right here. Even the mark of the beast, if somebody want to get that real quick. Okay? Mark of the beast.
Revelations.
Even the mark of the beast is in this day and age. So, this dude right here. Got it?
God. This is Revelations 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And that right hand means your primary hand. So it could be in your right hand, your left hand, or in your butt cheek or somewhere on your body. Wherever that chip is, that's the mark of the beast, where it's going to be. Go ahead, Al.
And that no man might buy or sell, Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
No man shall buy or sell save he hath the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. What do you buy and sell with? Money, currency, dollar bills, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Isn't that digital currency?
Right. I mean, if you look at the world now, most of these countries is trying to go cashless. Matter of fact, they even getting you ready for it over here. How do they do it? They give you credit cards. There was a time when you go to work, you get your check, you cash it, and you got the money in your pocket. Now they give you a credit card and put all your money on this credit card after you go to work. You know, and get you used to, hey, don't spend, just swipe. So they're trying to make it into a cashless society. So that is what the Bible is talking about. No man shall buy or sell save he that has the mark, because they're trying to make this into a cashless society. Yeah, exactly. Gradually, hey, if you turn up the heat on a frog, if you put a frog in water and turn up the heat, the frog will jump out. But if you boil it gradually, you gradually turn up the heat, the frog will stay in that water and boil to death. And that's what's happening in this society. They gradually turning up the heat. Slowly but surely, everything is getting worse and worse. And people are still walking around oblivious to it because they can't see it, because it's going so gradual. A matter of fact, an example of that is inflation. Inflation has already happened. It's been happening for years. You notice it in the portions that you get. If you go grocery shopping, let's say 5 years ago, you went grocery shopping, you spent $50, it seemed like you got a whole cart full of groceries. Now, you go grocery shopping, $50 give you 2 or 3 things, and it's like, what the fuck? Why? Because the portions got smaller and smaller. You still got the same size box, but what's in that box is about half of what it used to be. And people are like, damn, I get the same amount all the time, but now I'm hungry. Why? Because the portions got smaller. And the people not.
It's the amount of nutrients.
Yeah,
body craves nutrients. I forgot who said that, but I think that was Hippocrates. I think he said eating is an unnecessary evil. Your body just wants nutrients.
No, a necessary. Eating is a necessary evil.
Yeah, God. Well, because you got individuals that can fast too. If you learn that you don't have to eat as much, then you just need the nutrients, all right? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Sebi or not, but one of the main things that they go in to show you is that through fasting and eating what you're supposed to eat, you can stay cleansed and energized and healthier than any other person in this place. I don't care how much protein, like for instance, I know you saw that on Breakfast Club. Yeah, that protein is a lie. There's no such thing as protein. You got a big buff ass gorilla eating bamboo. Where's the meat at that they eat? Where's the protein powder that they need? There's no protein that's been found in substance in that bamboo in the leaves that they eat. You understand? Protein is a Western ideology. All right. If I make a chemical white powder, right, and I tell you that that's protein, all it's doing is a powder that's altering your metabolism. All right. Protein being found in meat is not a proof. There's no proof that that's actually protein. All right, you have animals that eat nothing but vegetables. All right, and they tell you that there's no. They tell you that protein is only found heavily in meat. They say that that's the only place that it's found is in meat. But then if you have people that eat more meat, like for instance, Japan has the healthiest people in the world. They don't eat as much meat as this place right here. They don't eat that much meat and they don't have vaccinations. All right, and yet they're strong and they're healthy. Now, even though they don't have this big frame, you understand that protein being something that was created by this Western mind state, when you have individuals eat more meat, now individuals are becoming anemic, all right? Because it interferes with your insulin increase. Your insulin regulates your growth hormones in your body and the way your body actually uses hemoglobin, which is oxygen for your blood cells, all right? But the lie that's saying protein is necessary for us to live is a building block. No, it's iron. All right? We're similar to plants. Plants have the same molecular cell structure, and the middle is magnesium. For humans, the same molecular cell structure, but in the middle is iron.
Are you saying, like, do you guys advocate for, like, veganism or
No, it's not wrong with eating meat. It's just that saying that you have to eat meat with every meal or meat is something that you have to eat to survive is a lie. All right?
Like they say, like you don't have to have 2 to 3 grams of protein about the size of or palm of your hand with every meal. That's pretty much a lie because the body can pretty much sustain itself better, off a plant-based diet. But we're not saying that you have to be vegan or vegetarian, but because there are laws on at certain times where you're supposed to.
Right.
We're gonna close up because I don't want that camera to go off. Make the video forever.
Go ahead.
With that, we're gonna close. All praise and glory to Yahweh.
Howard Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash.
Revelation to the Apostle of the Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers doing the work in truth and sincerity on 3 abide the ball. 1, 2, 3.
Abad Babal, Abad Babal, Abad Babal. Shalom, Akim.
So is there